Welcome, Gemini. I am Veronica. This is Veronica's Dreams. This tarot reading is for Gemini Sun, Moon, Rising for the week of April 26th. Let's see what's going on. I'm going to pull a major arcana for the overall energy of the week, some tarot cards, unexpected challenge, the most important thing for you to know. I'm going to pull that, and then closing it off with an oracle card. So from the Enchanted Map. What is the overall energy for Gemini for week of April 26th? The Tower. I laugh because the Tower can be good energy. And so I will say, like, as it'll make more sense as we read, but we got to keep in mind, yes, the Tower can be a sudden change. It can be something coming in and feeling quite devastating and kind of leaves you like feeling like, what now? But it also can come up when we need to let something go. The Tower also comes in when we're not letting something go, and Spirit says, we need to set you right. So sometimes it's a, kind of like a blessing in disguise, although it's never easy, but sometimes it's necessary. I like the Tower because it says that things will reset. And it just depends on what the reset is. So let's pull some tarot cards for you. Let's pull some tarot cards. Pull some tarot cards. I'm going to pull. Nine of Wands. The Tower again. So the Tower is in the middle. Oh, see? Followed by the Fool. That's really good. So what is the unexpected energy? Seven of Clarity. Wanted to come out really bad. And what is your challenge? Well, the challenge will be the Tower. Oh, alignment. Okay. And a most important thing for you to know or see this week, the Moon. Okay. So I like that in the most important thing. And I'll tell you why, because the Moon speaks of things aren't always as they seem. So be really careful about going down a path just because you think it's that way. Make sure that as this week goes forward that you really look into things and ask questions. We have the Nine of Wands, the Tower, and the Fool. So the good thing is with the Tower coming after the Nine of Wands, it could be like, okay, I feel like I just can't do this anymore. I'm tired. I'm feeling broken. You can do it. That's what the Nine of Wands says, but this Tower is coming in after that. So you have an energy at the beginning of the week feeling kind of like overwhelmed and not feeling like you want to progress. And then the Tower energy comes in, which is saying that's going to change. And we'll clarify to make sure, because the Fool follows that by now. Time for a reset. This is a true reset with the Fool coming in. Time to move forward. Time to take that leap of faith. So I think this is going to be a big week for you. Let's dig in a little bit. It's the clarity, the seven of, which is the swords. We're going to talk about that, but that comes in unexpectedly, and that can be a tough card, but we'll talk about it. So let's do Nine of Wands. What is the Nine of Wands? Any more information on that? Six of Pentacles with the Ten of Pentacles. You may be trying to get a house or something, like trying to buy a house, working with other people. It could be also money related. It could be a project even that could produce money, job. But there is the Six of Pentacles there too. So there is some kind of sharing happening here. I feel like you may be in a position where I'm going to go, do you remember back in the day when we did school projects with other people and some people didn't pull their weight? That's what I feel like is happening. You might not feel like people are pulling their weight to help you reach these goals, and that's what feels hard to you. Know that that's going to change. So here is that Nine of Wands. And then we've got the Tower. So here is that Tower. Things are definitely tough. So let's talk more about the Tower. What's going on with this Tower? I'm going to tell you that you're the second sign, and I've only done 4 that's gotten a Tower in the middle of the reading. And Tower doesn't come up a lot. Okay. Six of Cups, Nine of Pentacles. I'm thinking because the Six of Cups past, Nine of Pentacles, independence, hard work, all of that. I think what this is there may be something from the past that you've relived that has kept you from being independent. Like you keep going back to something from the past. That happens to all of us, and you keep thinking about it, either what if I would have done, or I wish that didn't happen, or kind of like that kind of feeling, not like, oh, this sweet memory, but more focused on it. And that Nine of Pentacles could be like, reaching your independence. And there's something here that the Tower takes away. And it's a good thing because it's taking away that questioning about the past that you've been doing. Like, was this the right decision? All of those things, but that's been something. And it does have to do, so this reading is about your stability, work, home, family, money. But I do feel like what this does is it takes a burden away from you, and that's the Nine of Wands. So this Tower is definitely stripping you of a burden. Now, it may still be hard. I'm not going to say it's going to be easy, because when we have changes, they're hard. But it does set you free here with the Fool. So tell me more about this Fool. Anything more about the Fool here? What do we need to know more about this Fool card? The Sun with the Knight of Wands. This is lovely. So there is something coming in. You're headed towards joy. Now, that Knight of Wands is also a lot of passion and excitement. You could actually be moving towards something new. Now, the Wands are also job related to some degree, not always, but a lot of times. So this could definitely be a new opportunity. I do feel like the Fool with the Knight of Wands energy is a little bit like, I'm not thinking too much about it. I'm going to dive in. But I do like the energy of the Sun here. So I do feel like you're headed towards what you believe. And if you believe it, it will so happen that, this is what's going to bring me real joy and passion. And I do believe that you can do this. You absolutely can. So we have the Seven of Clarity, which is like the Seven of Swords in your unexpected. I'm going to pull, before I read too much, let's pull a couple clarifiers on this. So we have the Ten of Swords with the Nine of Swords. Gemini Christmases. I honestly feel like you are going to learn something here. This might be your energy of taking back something. There has been something where you've needed to close the door to release the anxiety here. Ten of Swords and Nine of Swords are some of the two hardest cards in the deck. Seven of Swords is not much easier, but this is you understanding that you need to take your life back. And that comes in as a surprise, but it comes in, it has to do with this Tower. This Tower is putting an end to something here. And part of what it's putting an end to is, partially anxiety, because if we're living in the past or wanting something from the past back, that causes it can cause anxious moments. So this does feel like you going, shit, I'm done with that. I'm running away from all of this crap. And that's kind of like you taking back what's yours. The alignment card in my deck is above the world. It's that energy of feeling completely aligned. Like, you trust yourself, you understand yourself, you know what you need to do next. You don't need, I'm not going to say you don't need guidance, but you'll be in a position of trusting your intuition, trusting that you'll make the right choices. Your challenge is that you're not trusting that you'll make the right choice or that your intuition is correct. Your challenge, you should, but you are not. Anything more on this? Yeah, see, the Knight of Wands, Five of Pentacles, this is new for you. The Five of Pentacles can be a new route, a new way. The Knight of Wands is you're not normally going all in, which you do with this Fool energy. And that is challenging the way you normally do things. And that's why the alignment card's there. You normally don't do things like this. You normally don't just dive in. You normally maybe even overthink about something, but you're not doing it this time. And I think it'll lead to something good, but I'm going to leave it right there. That moon card is key here, is things aren't always as they appear. So be sure to double check, ask questions, look further into something before you just decide. So let's pull that piece of advice. And if you want more information, yeah, hit me up for a personal reading. We can look further into this if it especially if it resonates. If not, we could still do a personal reading. Link to my website is in the description box. Let's see what we got going on here. With the Enchanted Map Oracle, what's the advice? Field of Dreams here. Let's see. I mean, anytime we see Field of Dreams, I think it's good. I'm sorry, what's the number? 21. So here we go. Field of Dreams, your thoughts, feelings, and beliefs are always engaging the vast field of pure potential. This is the perfect time to harness the field of vast potential not yet realized in your life. Great abundance is yours if you're willing to do the work alongside the gentle gardener. Be clear about your thoughts, feelings, and beliefs. Concentrate on your best life regardless of the temporary outer conditions imposed upon you by the greater world, which has its own story to tell. You have a basket full of seeds that are quite powerful, for your talents are divinely inspired and will indeed lead to a great harvest to be shared with others. You will reap what you have sown. Dream big, dream beautiful, take action, and tend to that garden of your life. And the experience will be extraordinary. I think too, it is also saying, you know, again, we're going back to that alignment card in your challenge. You really, 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 really need to trust yourself. So there you have your reading. Hit that thumbs up button. Leave me a comment. Personal readings in the description to my website, link to my website. Take care. Have a beautiful day.